Welcome to The Scam Show, the podcast that exposes the tricks and techniques of scammers and helps you protect yourself from fraud. And I'm here to share with you some of the latest insights and tips on how to avoid being scammed.
Imagine you receive a text message from your son who says he has lost his phone and needs your help to pay for a new one. He gives you a bank account number and asks you to transfer the money as soon as possible. You trust him, so you do it without thinking twice. But later, you find out that the text was not from your son, but from a scammer who had hacked his phone and impersonated him. You have just lost hundreds of dollars to a fraudster who preyed on your emotions and your love for your son. This is just one of the many scenarios that scammers use to trick people into sending them money or personal information. In this episode, we will take an inside look at how scammers operate, what motivates them, and how they target their victims. We will also introduce a fictional character, Ravi, who will encounter a scam in his daily life and learn how to avoid it.
Ravi is a 35-year-old software engineer who works for a reputable company in Mumbai. He is married and has 2 children. He is a smart and savvy person who enjoys learning new things and staying updated on the latest technologies. He is also a generous and kind-hearted person who likes to help others in need. One day, Ravi receives an email from his boss who says he has an urgent project for him. The email contains a link to a Google Drive folder where Ravi can access the project details and files. Ravi clicks on the link and enters his Google account credentials to log in. He doesn't notice that the link is actually a fake one that redirects him to a phishing website that looks exactly like Google Drive. The website captures his username and password and sends them to the scammer, who now has access to Ravi's email account and all his personal and professional data. The scammer then uses Ravi's email account to send more phishing emails to his contacts, pretending to be Ravi and asking them for money or information. Some of Ravi's colleagues, friends, and family members fall for the scam and send money or data to the scammer. The scammer also uses Ravi's email account to sign up for various online services and subscriptions, using Ravi's credit card information that he had stored in his Google account. Ravi doesn't realize what has happened until he receives a notification from his bank that his credit card has been maxed out. He checks his email account and sees dozens of messages from people who claim he has scammed them or signed up for services he doesn't recognize. He tries to log in to his Google account, but he can't because the scammer has changed his password. He feels shocked, angry, and helpless. He wonders how this could have happened to him, a tech-savvy person who thought he knew how to spot a scam.
We will explain how Ravi could have prevented this scam from happening and what he can do now to minimize the damage and protect himself from future scams. We will also provide you with some general tips and advice on how to avoid falling for phishing scams and other types of fraud. The first thing Ravi should have done before clicking on the link in the email was to check the sender's address and the URL of the link. He would have noticed that the sender's address was not his boss's official email address, but a spoofed one that looked similar but had some subtle differences. For example, instead of company.com, it might have been company.com or company. To company in, he would have also noticed that the URL of the link was not a Google Drive URL, but a fake one that had some extra characters or words in it. For example, instead of drive google.com, it might have been drive, google.com something-else.com or drive.go.com for FI. The second thing Ravi should have done was to use two-factor authentication to for his Google account and other online accounts that support it. Two-Factor is a security feature that adds an extra layer of protection to your account by requiring you to enter a code or use another device to verify your identity. When you log in from a new device or location, this way, even if someone steals your password, they won't be able to access your account without having access to your phone or another device that you use for Two-Factor. You can enable Two-Factor for your Google account and other online accounts by going to the security settings and following the instructions. The third thing Ravi should do now is to contact his bank and his email provider and report the fraud. He should ask his bank to cancel his credit card and issue him a new one. He should also ask his email provider to help him recover his email account and change his password. He should then check his email account for any suspicious activity and delete any emails that he didn't send or receive. He should also check his other online accounts and services that he uses with his email address and change the passwords for those as well. He should also inform his contacts that his email account was hacked and warn them not to open any emails or click on any links that they received from him.
In this episode, we learned how scammers use phishing emails to trick people into giving them their passwords and personal information. We followed the story of Ravi, who fell victim to a phishing scam that compromised his email account and his credit card. We also learned how he could have prevented this scam from happening and what he can do now to protect himself from future scams. Here are some key takeaways from this episode. Always check the sender's address and the URL of any link before you click on it. Look for any spelling errors, extra characters, or words that don't belong. Use two-factor authentication for your online accounts whenever possible. This will add an extra layer of security to your account and prevent unauthorized access. If you suspect that your email account or any other online account has been hacked, contact your bank and your email provider immediately and report the fraud. Change your passwords and check your accounts for any suspicious activity. Inform your contacts that your email account was hacked and warn them not to open any emails or click on any links that they receive from you.
Remember, phishing scams can have serious financial and emotional consequences for you and your loved ones. Scammers are constantly looking for new ways to trick you into giving them your money or information. Don't let them succeed. Be vigilant, be smart, and be safe. Thank you for listening to The Scam Show, the podcast that exposes the tricks and techniques of scammers and helps you protect yourself from fraud. I hope you enjoyed this episode and learned something useful. If you did, please leave us a review and share this podcast with your friends and family. You can also send us your feedback, questions, or stories at thescammastersgmail.com. We would love to hear from you. In the next episode, we will talk about the art of scam detection, where we will focus on techniques people can use to detect and avoid increasingly sophisticated scams. We will introduce another fictional character, Raj, who will encounter a scam that involves social engineering, fake websites, and malware. We will also provide you with some tips on how to verify the identity and credibility of people and websites that contact you online. Until then, stay safe and stay scam-free.